start to get some concussive blow stacks onto the team around him, and then you have the follow-up from the Talia and the Rumble if you want it. CFO now looking towards their support. That counter pick for Kaiwing, it's the Nami.
Nami, that's what we're moving towards.
I mean, this Worlds has a lot of symmetry with 2017 Worlds. You know, you have T1.
Don't tell me that. That was a terrible.
It was because Ardent Sensors, we see a Scuttlecraft bite. Peter putting the Unbreakable down, is going to get knocked up, almost falls, but dashes away. Ginger dashes in with the audacious charge, manages to pick up the kill, able to survive as well, but Dogdam dashing forward for it. Honkyu's going to have to flash the wall, but Cuz is on the chase. The Wukong finds the kill in the jungle. 2-1 KT. TP. But, for the moment, KT in a really strong spot in this early game, about 1,000 gold ahead. First Drake at 6 minutes, stacking those up. And we talked about one-item spikes for KT.
And then honestly, as KT, you don't really care what happens after that. Sure, you'd like to get more, but you definitely don't have to.
He's going to smite it to get the first one. KT can look to see if they want to take the fight because of the push up towards that top side. They will force Junja back. Weaver's Wall coming out. Seismic shove, Crescent Guard from Junja as he looks for the re-engage. Second grub secured there. It's CFO that get it. The fight continues as BDD looks for some damage from the side between worlds. Goes Honkyu, dives onto the backline, but the Cyclone already takes down one. Doggo so late to this battle. Cuz looking for that flash across the wall and dashes to the grubs. Call to the Forge God from Driver. Lands the knock up onto 2, but he's so low. Gets another double knock. Unbreakable is not enough to stop Driver, and Honkyu forcing another kill in. Dogdan starts to turn onto Doggo. Flashes across the Aqua Prism. BDD still so healthy. Honkyu trying to dissuade the enemy mid from getting on towards his backline. Cuz going in. Driver escapes. Doggo does 2. Kaiwing does 2, and somehow Honkyu gets his way away. Dogdan still looking for more. Honkyu dodges away, and in the end, a 1-for-1 exchange.
Yeah, 1-for-1, but the problem is they're losing a lot.
Basically no flashes on either side as well. There's 3 available in the game. Perfect, Peter, and Junja, and Honkyu. As the Drake taken by Cuz. And CFO, it's spectator sport at the moment as the flash comes in with the Winter's Bite. Junja with a Crescent Guard, but look at the damage coming out from KT right now. They'll find 2, Junja force low. CFO trying to respond, but Doggo and Kaiwing.
You know, they're going in anyway, so it just feels like they're trying to force it, and Honkyu's in trouble.
Either using the Ghost, TP comes out, and because of that, KT will disengage. They get the summoner out of Driver, that's all they're really looking for. Now you can see the pings going on Rift Out. It's like, okay, we can have a man advantage on the top side. Driver has to stay bot.
They're just going to get the tower.
And I think that's where CFO needed to pull the trigger faster. Now it's Driver who might get caught.
A little bit, uses the Bella's Breath, gets the knock up onto the Braum. Aqua Prism coming across, Unbreakable down, Doggo Valkyrieing in as Driver's forced to flash away, and KT with a TP are going to have a 5v5 in a second. Tidal Wave out, Cuz looking at that second Cyclone, lands it. Doggo caught out first, the equalizer on the backline. Nami has to flash away, BDD finds him with an unraveled Earth through. Honkyu trying to get in to the backline to get damage on Peter. He'll find one, but he's burnt where he stand. Roast grab it for dinner for Perfect as KT once again come out on top in the fight.
Yeah, KT come out on top again. This time CFO tried to really punish Peter there, but as he got bubbled, he throws up the wall. Doggo Valks in, and they immediately turn to punish it.
CFO, there's a few extra kills picked up in the back of this, but again, CFO are just struggling to find that success against KT, and now we move towards the Dragon.
Honkyu gets himself a little bit of gold. Now 4 and 3 on this Aurora. Has the Leandries and a needlessly large rod, but no ultimate right now as KT are going to fight around this Drake. It's a bit of a flank from BDD. The Weaver's Wall could split the team. Junja looking for the poke. Driver going in. Bella's Breath popped. The poke from CFO landing a little bit more. Honkyu, though, gets the weirding onto Perfect. BDD on that flank position, coming in through the bot side. The knock back with the Blast Cone pushes Honkyu into the face of BDD. The Drake down to 1,000, secured by Ginger. Goes in with the Crescent Guard, heals up with the Sundered Sky, flashes away and somehow survives. Driver knocked back with the Seismic Shove. He'll pay for it with his life. The equalizer on the back line, though, is going to find another. Peter looking for more with the Winter's Bite. And the stun on Honkyu allows Dogdam to get his second.
The ultimate cooldown was up ever so slightly faster for CFO, but as KT's tick down, CFO fall down with them.
Yeah, I mean, KT, I think, just slow played that so well because they were barely missing the ultimates from Perfect and Cuz. So they didn't want to hard commit to a fight prior to that. A great smite steal from Junja does save that from being a complete disaster.
Chase under the tower. Doggo falls first. The turret falling low. Dogdam was taken out by the tower with Doggo's assistance, but KT in the end do find the kill. TP coming in as Driver looks for a flank position here. Does have the call of the Forge God, but isn't going to use it, doesn't know where they are.
There's no one home. And it looks like for CFO, they're going to try and overload this bottom side of the map. Perfect can probably just, yeah, I think the wave's gone, so it's just a nothing burger.
Yeah, will actually knock down this Braum.
You also just don't have the range.
Yeah.
Like, you've got a Tidal Wave and a Call of the Forge God and an Unbreakable on the other side, which is going to eat up those.
Try and find these picks. Now, it's not easy, but definitely this is a team that will find them, but I think they're getting caught.
Man, this frontline Braum, I'm loving it. Glacial Fisher onto 2. The Oysters are falling as KT collapse. Driver stunned up, put another pearl on the necklace. KT as 2 more Oysters fall.
And Peter just blast cones himself in there. He's saying, we don't have a gauge. We don't have a gauge. Are you seeing this gauge? Peter is just flashing in on CD. And this time doesn't have the flash, but he has got no problems at all. My man knows his role. They are snowballing. He's just going to throw himself in your face. And if you don't respond, you're just going to get wiped.
This was the first time Peter got to fly to the country, and he was like, what if I do that in-game as well? It would be perfect. And it has been absolutely fantastic.
From Driver up towards this top side. Third Drake will go over to KT. CFO just trying to get every bit of gold they can in their pockets before the Baron spawn in 2 minutes' time.
Yeah, and KT even denying that push in the top
Look for the
side.
push in mid. Weaver's wall being used as well, and CFO just forced away from defending their own objectives, their own towers. Honku, looking for the weirding, won't find too much more out of it as Peter's able to retreat. The tier 2 falls for KT.
Yeah, small little advantage there, but Doggo did get the Cyclone out. They did get Peter low, and the Ornn upgrades are starting to come
Ornn, especially as an Ezreal who, although he is at 3 items, doesn't have that huge crit chance, doesn't have a huge amount of damage as they find the pick here onto Peter. Tidal Wave down. Peter's going to stand beside his teammate, but Honku puts him in his place. CFO find the pick. TP coming out from Perfect. Honku looking for a little bit more. Cyclone from Cuz just to try and distract and dissuade the engage from CFO, but a great knockback onto Ginger means that Cuz goes on a rampage. Driver now on the retreat with the rest of the Oysters, but KT are not letting them escape easily. Doggo onto Doctam! 80 for 80 and Honku adds another onto that receipt. It's 2 so far. Driver retreats. KT still looking for more as Cuz and BDD step forward, but do they have the damage? Do they have the gap closing to catch up with CFO?
This is exactly what we were talking about. CFO finding their moment.
You've got a Seekers for Perfect. Their ability to delay a fight is absolutely massive. CFO pushing through the bot side to try and get a bit of priority to get into River.
And that's the risk. If you end up losing a fight here, there's already waves knocking on your inhibitor. But KT, they start up the dragon.
Break begun by KT. CFO walking into fog of war, and war it shall be. Equalizer on the backline. Driver stepping forward. Kemtate secured the soul for KT, but is the fight going in their favor? A great flame spitter from Perfect with that Seekers goes golden, but then goes pop. CFO find one. The dive in from Cars onto Driver. They'll get one in response. Ginger forced away. A weirding from Honku, but BDD's on the flank as he looks for the damage. Can't quite find it with that threaded volley. CFO being shepherded down towards his bottom side. Ginger looking for the engage. Doggo dived on, pops the barrier, but then it's put in the dirt. The dive as well from BDD. KT split the fight. Find 5 in the end.
KT wipes CFO off the map. They get
And when they secure this Baron, but CFO, you are walking wounded. You are limping. But perhaps you can find some sort of first aid to get you back in the game.
I feel like
where they can knock them down. Towers falling now for KT, and it feels like that base is surely
on this next wave. Maybe just drop the equalizer to force them off the tower and crack the base.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the play. Just try and force CFO back. They don't have the Weaver's Wall quite yet to sync up with it. Maybe they want to wait for the next wave, but like that's 30 seconds, and oh, here we go.
Diving from Ginger, flash call to the force drop from Driver, get the knock up! Oh, Driver, that was gorgeous, but on the back line! Perfect, and Cuz dive in with the Cyclone. They find 2 for it. CFO pulled the trigger, but KT's reaction was absolutely sublime. They'll wipe away CFO. Honku can only stand and watch as K2 push in for the win.
Blink and you'll miss it. KT jump onto the back line, and they immediately turn towards the Nexus.
Honku, he's hopping around, but there's not really much he can do in the face of 4 from KT. Cuz gives him a love tap as the Nexus falls, and KT go 1-0 up in this quarterfinal.
It's a great start here. Where to go. Cuz can really attack any lane, it does feel like. And over on the other side for CFO, you do have some great scaling here with the Azir, but I'm worried about how they're going to be able to actually...
sure where Cuz is right now as Honku, so you have to just be that little bit more cautious, especially with Peter walking his way up.
He's on the way. Can Honku avoid it? Peter, well, does he just want to invest the flash? BDD's so low!
Gonna look for the flash hook underneath the tower, but it's not gonna be enough damage from Honkyu. Still able to flash away. Summoners exchanged between the Nort and the Azir.
Nice roam from Peter.
He uses the heal for him as well. Now BDD's gonna flash just to kill Kaiwing. Flash heal wasn't enough. That's
such a tough approach for the Trundle. I mean, Peter's already in position to try to jump on him.
And Doctam just hit 6 as well. Dredgeline in from Peter. Junja here, look and see if he can find a pillar, but you don't really want to take this fight. You're at a disadvantage in terms of ultimates, and KT will just secure their first Drake again, around that 7-minute mark. It's really early from that.
And that's what I was going to say, is you're kind of happy if you're a CFO that you didn't end up giving a bunch of kills away like you did.
Flying. If you haven't watched some of his interviews, do yourself a favor, go watch some. He is just a treat.
Great hook again onto Junja. Is going to put the subjugate down. Flash forward from Perfect. Death charge onto Honkyu as well. But Junja already put in the dirt. The Troll King is down. Rest trying to collapse, but CFO forced away. Should be 3 grubs to KT. No smite for CFO. Doggo's moving across, but actually looks like KT are happy enough just taking the 2. They'll let this grub reset. Cuz can just wait around. It's like, okay, my smite's going to come back up in a couple of seconds' time. KT will get the 3rd.
Yeah, the longer CFO contest here, the more they're losing on that bottom side. That's a wave. That's completely gone.
And for CFO, you do still scale. You've got an Azir. You have a Rakan there for the engage. You've got Subjugate if anyone gets too tanky later on. There's the Emperor's Divide onto BDD, who will flash after the pillar. And that is a summoner down for the KT mid.
And something that could be exploitable. 45 seconds until the Dragon. You could end up looking for him, especially with someone like Kaiwing. But there we go!
Depth charge! They get the knock-up. The quickness comes out, but it's not in time. Peter claims the kill. Call him Captain Hook, because he's sending Honkyu to Neverland.
And he's always there first. Kaiwing that little bit too late in saving his mid laner. And it's Peter that are making things happen for KT.
I agree. I mean, he's just being so proactive here, and now you knock the mid laner down. Kaiwing spent his ult. Cuz is behind Doggo.
Oh, Doggo, is your bark worse than your bite? It seems like it. Flashes away. Oh! Gets away with the killer instinct as well, with the TP coming out. Doggo able to survive. KT, I mean, they back away. No one goes below half HP. They'll be happy enough. They get the flash and that killer instinct out.
Yeah, I mean, it's smooth moves from Doggo to survive in the 1v3, but at the end of the day, as you say, that's teleport, that's flash, that's ult, and your defensive highlight is just staying alive while KT is going to start the Dragon and say,
buff. Do CFO
don't do it,
no.
Junja.
No.
Oh, Junja. He starts up the red. There's the hook, and Junja in the jungle, sent to an early grave. A 4th for KT. They ruled the rift.
I mean, this is just exactly. He's just going to go right down. He's going to get stopped. You just flag it.
Flag comes out. Peter will have another hook. He's just standing there. He's like, what are you going to do, Honkyu? Depth charge down. They'll look for the engage. A Cataclysm alongside BDD. Enough. It's a shellacking for KT.
And it makes it so difficult for CFO to actually answer for any of these plays, because they are always at a man disadvantage.
And who is it for KT that's getting fed out of this early game? It's BDD in that mid lane. 2K ahead has been involved in every single kill. The synergy between him and Peter through this game, through this Worlds, has been absolutely top-notch. This guy is popping off, and for so long, I think people will have looked at BDD as one of the greats, but not quite. Perhaps at this Worlds, he can really take that step to the upper echelons.
Yeah, the only man on this team who's been to that semi-final, hoping to take the rest of them there, and the organization for the first time, but it's Rest who needs to get out of here.
Exhausted there for a second. Spell shield coming out from Doctam, and Tofo Q3 going wide, but this is just going to be another tower for KT. They know they can force Rest away, take the turret, their 2nd of the game, and CFO have been able to stop the perfect game from happening by taking a tower of their own. But apart from that, KT's
spawning in 15 minutes. You know it is going to be an uphill battle, to say the very least.
Yeah, and you already highlighted the wave clear. It's a Rift Herald now as well. So you were already losing on the map. Now you doubly lose on the map, but Perfect might lose this.
Pillar coming out. There's a killer instinct as well with the quickness. Everything invested. Perfect falls the shutdown to Doggo. A pick for CFO and a
we're able to answer back because of that reset.
It's the same setup again. Rest is on his way across on the hunt, popped by Doctam as they look for the chase. Depth charge onto Honkyu, Emperor's Divide, dodged by the Cataclysm. Honkyu not in the redemption in time. CFO lose their mid laner and now might lose the rest as they get chased down by KT. Junja on the flank, a 4v4 begins to erupt. It's Perfect, not TPing down yet. The redemption for KT will top them up, and in the end, they just back away.
CFO are asking, why are KT better? And it's just cuz the hop over the Emperor's Divide sets up beautifully, And now, with the dragon there for them as well, that's 3 dragons to their name.
I mean, that was beautiful from Cuz. Walks in, and he's basically daring you to dash away, right? He's holding the Cataclysm, he's holding the Flag and Drag. He's ready to punish at a moment's notice. Perfect reaction time there to immune that Azir ultimate. They win out in the
MSIs as well. Like, this is a roster that has continued to impress on an international stage.
Yeah, I mean, some of the teams that weren't giving them respect have already been sent home. Peter's looking for another play.
Depth charge down onto Junja. The pillar does not really going to stop anyone getting in, but a good quickness out from Kaiwing distracts the rest of KT. Kaiwing trying to dash back, but he's taken out by Dokdam. 1 down so far. KT can advance. Oh, a great hook again! Peter, what are you? He constantly finds the picks, and now CFO picked apart by this perfect Nautilus. Perfect diving in for a Ruthless Predator. The Rift Herald charge coming down. Will they look for a tier 3? Cuz begins to disengage, but they'll just get the charge in, and then Peter should be able to dredge line his way away.
And they can even go right back to the Otacon that's about to spawn here if they really want to put that pressure on. They're going to take away the jungle camps. They get the charge on another tower. It's 6k up. Honku has no teleport, and he's still dead.
He goes for it again. Rest steps in front of the bullet for Doggo. They're not back onto Peter, though. Now slammed into the wall, and the rest of KT unable to respond in time. Doggo diving onto the backline. Killer instinct flashes the barrier. Doggo gets the shutdown. Card's perfect, and BDD still alive. Not much mana on BDD, though. They'll still be able to kill off Kaiwing. Honku and Junja need to do it all. But Honku doesn't have the damage. Only an Ashes and a Faded Ashes at 4.9k between the two. The Archon has been begun by KT. CFO still looking for it. They have the Emperor's Divide if they can find a way into this fight, but Honku goes in, BDD pops a stopwatch. Archon secured. Kaiwing with a good quickness finds 2 with a knock-up, but CFO now need to disengage. All their engage tools have been used. Cuz diving onto that backline. Cuz taken out by Doggo. Perfect looking for it as well. But this dog who let him out, Perfect, shows him where the cage is at. Puts him back to the fountain. Only Honku left alive. As Perfect, BDD, Dokdam and Peter collapse. It's an ace for KT.
There's nowhere to run. There is nowhere to hide. KT are taking
Other side. You know, it's Honku and Kaiwing trying to find this flanking angle, but they use the redemption for the reset and then just send
Doggo the only one really with 2 items that matter for CFO. As they try and step into the darkness, into that fog of war. The dragon resets, Rest using his health bar to try and gain purchase in the river right now, but KT keeping them at arm's length. Rest still stepping forward. The Drake how low, 7k. Kaiwing flashes for BDD, lands the quickness and the grand entrance, but with a flash away from BDD, Perfect dives in, and the chase goes in from Cuz. Cataclysm onto the backline, the Emperor's Divide from Honku. Everyone from KT falling below half HP, but then now with the redemption, they are topped up to full. For a moment, CFO looked like they may have found the fight, but the wallets are too damn heavy. KT find the
They're looking for one of the fastest games at Worlds.
Sub 25 minute, the prize for them. This roller coaster keeps on ratcheting up. KT in dominant fashion are gonna make it 2-0. The scoreline looks at BDD, but the hearts were won by Peter. KT 1 game away from the promised land.
Easy comp to pilot.
Yeah.
That being said, if you are first to the objective as KT, trying to walk in through Ziggs poke and Zoe poke is going to be an absolute nightmare. And CFO at the end of the day
Haven't played to the level perhaps they would have wanted, but you have to give credit to KT. This is probably the best performance I've seen from a 3-0 team coming back after the break. As we see a gank in the mid lane. Oh, Spectral Maw is expecting the flash from Honku, but he holds it and is able to walk away. Did TP back into this lane. BDD burnt both his flash and his teleport too.
But realistically, like, it's a nothing gank from Cuz, right? He's already fully cleared out. He wanted to move back down towards his bottom side of the map. So a transitional gank that just puts some pressure on towards Hong from KT.
Really has, and they're going to try to put some pressure on this top side. Rest has the prio. Perfect is up here. You can see BDD is moving, though. He's already heading up here, so Perfect just has to delay.
Gotta kill him quickly. Junja!
Oh,
he looks for the
no!
Yashav's impact, but he flashes over. Perfect, who flashes away. BDD has the Sleepy Trouble bubble, and Junja is gonna take a little nap. Underneath the tower, no one tanking it. The paddle star going wide. Still damage onto Junja. He's able to walk his way away. In the end, an exchange of summoners.
That is heartbreaking for CFO. Junja not able to make it happen, and honestly, lucky they managed to escape afterward. Rest doing a good job of blocking the paddle star from being able to connect onto the jungler.
Yeah, did a really good job to be able to block that up, but that is heartbreaking. Junja, such a strong jungler here.
Hey mate, there's a ward in there. Why do you get the gold?
You know what? I respect it. He's like, we're winning a little bit too hard, buddy. the ward.
Well, Kaiwing has to kill the ward, so he's delayed at getting to the mid lane. Hongq has to flash away with Peter but collapsing. Kuz has started up the grubs and picked up one of them so far. Already took that Chem Drake earlier on. Ginger trying to steal away one of these if he can, but he's at a numbers disadvantage right now.
But you still have that TP on Docdam, who's just gone for the reset as well, so potentially going to TP up to this fight. This is risky for a CFO.
Sleep onto Hongq. BDD doesn't have a huge amount of mana. Grubs begun again by Kuz. The flash! Headbutt pulverize! Oh, Peter, take a medal, take a prize, impaled under the tower, but he takes the enemy mid laner down with him. Rest trying to come in from the side. He's going to get slept as well. A perfect nap for KT to collapse as Docdam takes the kill. Kaiwing chased out, make it 3. KT secure the feats of warfare.
KT have woken up and chosen violence, picking off members of CFO everywhere on the map, and now they're going to move over towards their
We're
pride.
down here on the map, and we have the Ziggs, who's going to be TPing in, adding the extra man, and just beautiful play there from Peter. Uses the W taxi, and then Q flash forward out of that, sets him up for first blood. Does lose his life, but Docdam is there. They have the extra member. They get the feats of warfare, and Hongq's just caught snoozing. He is taken down from long range. The Ziggs ult from long range. And Hongq gets taken out, and now insult to injury. More waves going to be lost here. Docdam 3-0, already so far ahead.
Temper Fate Satchel Charge down in the right position, though, for Docdam to get out any satchels away from the cupcake. Took a moment to
read for KT.
Yeah, it is really looking tough already as Kaiwing going to get spotted, and Peter's looking.
The sleep again. Hongq's going to have nightmares. Collapse from KT. And BDD claims his second.
The best Zoe in the world, and he's showing us why. Relentless pressure here. This red side draft just not working out at all for CFO. I mean, you look up, you gave over the Scion, you've created an 80 gold lead for the Rek'Sai at this point. It's just a nothing burger. And then down in the bot side, you have this Ziggs that was picked as an answer to this Caitlyn, and it has been just excelling throughout the entire game.
And we've talked about it so often for CFO. If Junja and Hongq can be on the same page, they can do work, but KD have shut them down perfectly. Docdam flashes away, the headshot's not enough! The Peacemaker doesn't find its mark. Junja flashes finally! Finds the shutdown. Kuz now on the back foot. Ults away with that Heartbreaker. A magical journey for Junja onto Peter, but a double blast cone will get them to safety. As Junja might try and collapse on BDD. Ishtar's impact in, catches Peter, slams him into the wall. The rest of CFO trying to collapse, but there's the trample stun, a good impale through the wall. Kuz able to flash away, asleep onto that Skarner. Paddlestar just short of connecting. Spiraling despair on BDD, Peter falling low. Hongq finds the kill, BDD still dashing forward with the portal, jumps in the end. CFO will back away with 2.
The Flying Oysters are not done yet. They knew that was their moment where they could put some more pressure, but Hongq needs to be careful. So Trouble Bubble doesn't land. I thought BDD.
Head on Junja, who has been the face of this league for so many years. As KT begin to push in top, the impale from Junja will catch out Peter. Pops the Unbreakable Will, already down to half HP. Spiraling Despair is going to go back into the rest of the team. Kuz getting slowed by it as well, but the Severing Bolt not enough to kill off the cow.
Nicely done, though, by Junja, making a really good use of this ultimate. Pulls him in, gets the ult, gets the flash. Yes, he gets away, but they are not rolling over by any means. And if you can get that impale, it sets up Hongq for all of his skill shots. Those become point and click.
And also just it gives them this vision control in this top side if they want to play aggressive, waiting on that push from Hongq in the top side, because you've got Herald in 30 seconds, so CFO looking to see if they can capitalize on it.
No longer the target for either of these two teams as KT set up vision around the Drake. Will be soul point for them, and an Infernal Soul with Ziggs and Zoe is not something you want to give over easily. Already down to 4k. Peter acting as a bouncer, Rest trying to get in, Junja going forward as well, but a good pulverize from Peter. The Drake stopped with a Temper Fate, the Sleepy Trouble Bubble not going to hit on Doggo. The smite from Junja finds it, and impale as well. Spiraling Despair for KT is perfect. Forced to flash away. CFO find the fight, find 2. Rest dies onto the backline, gets a double knock. Junja still looking for the chase. A Satchel charge out into the flash. Edge of Ishtar won't go any further with that Ishtar's impact. An ace in the hole won't be enough, but Rest still on the chase onto BDD. Forces him back underneath his tower.
KT's poke is exceptional.
Look at Rest.
No poke lands, and Rest want to keep this going.
He slept. Satchel Charge's going to knock him back. Decimating Smash there as well. Rest used the tunnel. He flashes back in! And Rest just slices them where they stand. He'll pay for it with his life. In the end, CFO turn their eyes towards the Herald.
Exactly. They're going to be able to use that pressure to go over towards the Herald. I mean, this is the other side of this.
Give CFO that hope. Control the area, control the objectives, but Doggo...
Unstoppable onslaught. Doggo has the flash and has to use it. Gets himself to safety. KT's still looking for a little bit more. Importantly, most of the gold in that last fight for CFO, who have evened out the total gold in the game, did go to their jungler and to their top laner. Arexai can do a lot of damage. Titanic Hydra complete. Tunneler as well, building up to more of those physical damage items, but it's not as much as you would like.
But for me, it's less about the gold, it's about the map control.
Sure.
Because that's really what CFO needs.
He needs that first reset.
Yeah.
And there's not any like point and click. You're not paired with a Syndra, an Annie, an Ari, anything like that. So it's just everything does your poke clip.
Oh my god! Oh my god, the Mega Inferno Bomb of Doom, and Junja overstepping Peter with a great double pulverize onto the backline, and everything hits this time. Rest tries to dive in, but is put to sleep, and all he'll see are nightmares of KT. A triple in the end for Dogdam, another sleep landing, and the chase comes out from Perfect and from Dogdam! Hongchu is not done yet. Castle chasing down. A heartbreaker, a stake through the heart of CFO as KT win out the fight.
It's a taster of what CFO could have, but it's KT who are once again cooking CFO over an open pit. The amount of gold and nourishment they're getting out of this roster is insane right now.
I mean, we just got to see what the two different fights. Bubble, that was looking clean. And with him gone already, BDD, he's looking like he's got an aimbot. He's just point and click.
Peter caught with a tempered fate. And that cow might be going golden, but he is going to get skewered by CFO. The Otacon next. TP's coming out as CFO try to up the tempo. TP out from Perfect as well as KT are going to call for a fight of their own.
You've got to wait for BDD. This wall could be devastating, but he's so far away. The ultimates are flying, but Otacon is going down.
Honku already down to half HP. Perfect with the decimating smash doesn't land it. The Otacon should be secured here for CFO. They get it. The sleep lands, but only onto Rest. Will KT continue to chase, or will they accept that this fight is not for them?
Fantastic play from CFO. They get the pick and they just force their hand, immediately start the Otacon, rush it down. Don't allow KT to get set up. KT's comp is so weak when they're late to the fight.
And this is the scrappiness we were talking about for CFO. They don't want to give up the area. Dragon's there.
Oh, the damage onto Honku, spiraling despair though, into the net! And down goes BDD. Kaz on the backline gets the reset. He possesses that way, and the chase continues. Dives across the wall. Spectral Maw doesn't get the stun. Junja trying to retreat. Dogdam looking for that satchel. Another stun's going to land. And Rest has the flank. Dogger's there as well. Junja falls. And now the Skarner taken away by Kaz. Rest trying to get in, locked against the wall. And Kaiwing and Doggo leave him for the KT Wolves. They'll get the kills. They'll clean it out. And will they turn their eyes towards the Drake? They'll do that and take mid.
CFO tried to salvage the play with Doggo and Rest running as fast as they could. But it's KT who are pouncing on Junja and finding the kills they need to turn the play back.
I mean, it feels like it was just 2 or 3 minutes ago that we were talking about Cuz being down 1.3 gold. He got 7 kills in a row and now is up nearly 2K, but Cuz is such a problem. We talk about the lack of consistent damage. Doesn't feel like they have that anymore.
Honku's
the timing!
Decimating smash against the knockup. They don't kill the tower. Mega Inferno will go down as well as Honku takes a drive to his demise, and now KT can look for more. BDD with a paddle star doesn't quite clip Junja. CFO back away.
Perfect timing on that decimating smash was just that. What a beautiful play. Catches Honku as he pops out of the Herald there. Peter follows up, trap line. The poke is never gonna come, so it's all about who can get that setup, who can control vision. And right now it's been KT with the pushing waves, and it's them getting the much easier setup.
BDD pushing in this top side on his signature pick. This
For World Semifinals. BDD, the only player on the team to ever make World Semis, and they're looking for a pick on Rest.
Just trying to tunnel away, but Peter uses the minion line to try and get himself towards it. There's the knockup, there's the trample, there's the drowsy, and there's Rest sent to a coffin. The CFO will use this time to push in the mid lane though, take a tower of their own, can chase forward a little bit further. They do have cannon minion here, acing the hole onto Dogdam. Now they retreat because KT are collapsing.
but you still have BDD pushing in that bottom side, so CFO, they're not able to get the tier 2. It would be BDD who's able to pick up that objective, but CFO...
Flash from Junja, Impale doesn't connect, but the damage onto Cuz will stick. Meanwhile, on the backline, Doggo has to retreat. Kaiwing doing the same, Perfect still just standing as a meat wall in front of CFO. Junja's gonna fall first, BDD gets Honkyu, and now KT can smell their victory.
BDD arrives and CFO dies. The Baron is next on the table here. They are crushing this fight. CFO got picked off in the side lane, tried to force their hand, but KT make the collapse. 3,000 plus damage between the 3 people that hit. Like, that was crazy. BDD arrives, snipes another one. He's got death cap completed now. 2 seconds until the potential last stand here of CFO. Can Junja come up with another hero steal?
Rest is in the top lane, pushing in for that tier 2, does have the teleport and will use it. The Drake down to 9,000, BDD looking to see if he can find a sleepy trouble bubble. Lands it onto Rest, he can't join the fight. Tempered Fate on the backline, Paddlestar just short. Dragon down to 4k as KT look for the soul and knock back onto Junja. And again, it's Peter who keeps the enemy jungler at bay. Rest dives in, but the rest of his team are distracted by the cow. Now they're chased in with an unstoppable onslaught. And if that's not a name for how KT have played this series, I don't know what is. Unstoppable from KT as they march down CFO and look for the semis.
No one expected KC to be one of the teams that could push themselves forward, but at semi-finals in their eyes, their curses may be damned in this position.
For the first time ever, KT looked ahead to the World Semifinals.
And with only Kaiwing left to watch, CFO will be eliminated. A valiant stand from them. A valiant stand for the LCP, but today is KT's day. Kaiwing can do nothing but watch as KT take the Nexus towers. The Nexus next, the KT coaster keeps on climbing. For the first time in history, KT are going